Good place to have it.
There we go. Fabulous. And here we are, Mindful Monday meditation session. And I don't need my glasses today, so we can place those there. And as always on a Monday, it's if you've not done this before, we have a format. We start with a nice relaxation meditation, something to just go, and just arrive and be here. Then there's a middle bit teaching. We're starting to look at Swara yoga, which is a form of yoga associated with the breath, and it's different than pranayama, which is also breath work associated with yoga. And if you go back and watch last week's session, if you've not seen it yet, I'll start to explain what that is. And so today we're going to just start, we'll look in the middle at just something I want you to explore. Beauty of these Monday sessions is always try and make it something that you can pretty well explore at any time. So you can just find yourself sat down with a cup of tea and a 5 minute spare, and you can have a go. And the idea is that you can build all these techniques into every day and get the benefits of them. And that it works quite subtly that way, but actually you do start noticing the difference. So we'll do that, and then we finish with our loving kindness meditation. And that is, we do loving kindness meditation because it helps develop compassion both for ourselves and for other people. And well, as you know, there are benefits to that form of meditation. So let's begin. And with these, if ever I'm asking you to picture stuff or imagine stuff, don't worry if it's not a movie in your mind. That really doesn't matter. All that matters is you're thinking about it, you're following it, imagining it, however you do that. So depending on whether you're sitting or lying down, make sure you're comfortable. The main rule is, we're not doing kind of high Zen meditation on mountaintops here. We're doing stuff that works practically in the real world. And so, your main thing with your posture, or if you're lying, is make sure you're not cramping your breathing. So you don't want your head crunched up or your shoulders crunched forward. Because that restricts your breathing. Restricted breathing isn't the best of things anyway. But for what we're doing, it's good to be able to just relax and breathe easily. And as you breathe easily, relax. So let's begin. Have a fidget, have a stretch, get comfortable. And we'll begin by taking 3 deep breaths together. And you don't need to close your eyes and relax on the first breath. You don't need to close your eyes and relax on the second breath, but on the third breath, as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close just in the time that you need to take to relax, to focus within, and to get the most out of today's session. So, breathing in, hold it, and breathe out. Breathing in, hold it, and breathe out. Breathing in, hold it, and then as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to gently close. Just in the time you need to take to relax, to let go. And just tell yourself, I'm going to relax. I'm going to meditate. Outside noises will not disturb me. Everyday thoughts will not distract me. They all just drift by like clouds in the sky. Just follow your natural breath for a moment. And in your mind's eye, I want you to picture, to think of, or imagine, however you do that, another you. Another you that's twice as relaxed, twice as inwardly focused as the you now. Notice how that you is sitting or lying. Notice the expression on that you's face. Get a sense of that you, twice as relaxed. And then drift into that you, twice as relaxed. See the backs of your eyelids as that you sees the backs of your eyelids. Breathing as that you breathes. Noticing the calmness in the mind of that you. Be that you now. And as you're twice as relaxed now, just imagine and picture a you that's doubly as relaxed as that you now. More at peace, more still, more relaxed, more inwardly focused in a state of meditation. And then drift into that you. Try that you on. Sense and feel everything that you senses and feels. That allows you to be doubly as relaxed, deeper into meditation now. And as you're doubly as relaxed, deeper into meditation now, I want you to imagine and picture a you who is beautifully and peacefully in a state of meditation. Notice how that you sits or lies. Notice how that you is breathing. The sense of calm upon the face of that you. And then drift into that you. Try that you on. See what that you is seeing, hear how that you is hearing. Get a sense for the tranquility within that you, in that deeper sense of meditation now. Just imagining that you. And now imagine you're not imagining. And into that state, that deeper you, deeper relaxed, deeper into meditation. And maybe in that you, that place now that you find yourself, maybe there is an insight and understanding, something that you can bring back that will allow you to enter deeper into meditation whenever you practice now. And even if you're not consciously aware of what that is yet, your unconscious mind knows just what it needs to do for you to get the most out of meditation whenever you practice. And it can bring that back as you start to drift back now, returning just in the time or space that you need to take to be back here, back now, ready to continue on and to really get the most out of this session today. And when you're fully back, you just give me a wave of a hand just to let me know. That's wonderful, fabulous. And so we're looking at our second look at Swara Yoga. In the first session, I talked about how Swara Yoga focuses on the breath and how the breath governs the energy levels of different aspects of our being. The one nostril governs the mental energies and activities, and the other the physical. And with Swara Yoga, it's been studied over hundreds of years into a science of breath, where you can, by taking control of your breath, if you notice that maybe through your breath you notice that something's not quite breathing as it should be, maybe you're not breathing so deeply as normal on one side, that it indicates that maybe you've got a cold coming on or there's something, and then you can adjust your breathing accordingly to help your body fight off that oncoming cold. Or you can, if your mind's feeling a bit sluggish and a bit foggy, something I can relate to today, you can adjust your breathing accordingly to help compensate that and shift the energy levels within the body. So you get to govern your mind and body as a whole through understanding how your breath is affecting your body. And so for today's practice, and for the week ahead, last week's practice was to just pay attention, because quite often when we're breathing, without really consciously being aware of it, we think we're breathing through both nostrils. But actually, if you pay attention now, there's a good chance that you're actually breathing either through the left or the right nostril. And the mind has a sequence, a pattern that it plays, and it's roughly every hour and 20 minutes that shifts from the left to the right. And by learning to be aware of this, we can then learn to take control of this. And so last week's exercise was to spend the week just being aware. When you get moments, just stop and just be aware of, am I breathing through the left? Am I breathing through the right? So this week, we're going to take that a step further. And we're just going to focus on our breath. And again, this is something you can do at any time throughout a day. And in fact, let's do this together now. It's probably easier that way. So just, you can close your eyes if it helps, and just pay attention. If you find that you're breathing through both nostrils, that's usually an indication that you are breathing in and working more on a spiritual level. If it's left or right, then it's mind or body. So just pay attention. Be aware of whether it's the right nostril or the left nostril that you're breathing through. And I appreciate if you've got a cold whilst you're doing this and you're a bit bunged up, that might be a bit trickier. But so for me at the moment, I'm breathing, it's my left nostril as I pay attention to it that I'm breathing through. And in your mind's eye, just slowly bring your attention from the left nostril to the right nostril, holding in mind the idea of that switching channels. And the aim here is to get to the point where you can breathe in and out and notice you're breathing through one nostril, but then mind power alone, you start to shift it and change it. It takes a little bit of practice, but just have a go now, just focusing on whichever nostril you're breathing in through. And once you've got an idea for that, start to switch that over to the other nostril. However you do that. And then continue to breathe on the opposite nostril. And notice how you feel mentally or physically after a little while of breathing on that other nostril. And then allow, it's usually a little easier to switch it back, allow it to switch back. To that starting point. And then switch it over to the other nostril again. And I find just by placing awareness on that nostril and breathing, it naturally shifts by itself. And slowly allow it to switch back again. And I don't know about you when you do this, but I almost get a feeling of something almost swinging or moving, almost like the image of like a door sliding across in my mind. And if that kind of visualization helps you with this, then use that, utilize that. And then to finish up, concentrate, put your awareness on both nostrils and think about and imagine breathing in equally through both nostrils to the point where you find yourself breathing in through both nostrils. And just relaxing a bit more, returning back to whichever nostril you're breathing in through. And then when you're ready, just gently opening your eyes. Just checking in with how you feel. And you could, to help this practice, use the breathwork pranayama technique that we used where you block up the one nostril and switch to the other just to get that feel of it, but then take the hand away because this is different practice to pranayama. And just get to that point where you can consciously switch between left and right nostril breathing and breathing up and down centrally through the nose. In itself, just because of the way we're concentrating on this practice, it becomes a meditation. And I put a quote up the other day, I think on the Facebook thing, that if you feel with meditation that you're having to do something, then it's not meditation. So get to the point where you're kind of observing, you're inviting your body to respond and shift that breathing, so to speak, but not that you're forcing it. So it doesn't feel like there's any effort going into it. You're just watching that breath switch from nostril to nostril. And see how you get on. It's quite, if you do about 5 minutes of that, it's really, it's relaxing, but it's also quite expansive, and you'll feel more energized by the end of it. If your mind was feeling a bit tired, you'll feel a bit more switched on. If your body was feeling a bit more tired, you'll feel a bit more energized. So start working with it. And like I say, the beauty of it is you can do it anyway. You don't even have to have your eyes closed, so you can be anywhere to practice that one. Is that all clear? Are we good with that? Yeah, good. And it is quite a nice practice once you get into it. That's focus on making that shift really works well as that inner focus, that single focus. So yeah, good. And we shall move on more with that next week. So let's do our loving kindness meditation to round up this evening's session. Have a fidget, get comfortable. And you can, whilst you're doing this one, pay attention to your breathing and see if there's a point where your breathing switches from either the physical or the mental to the spiritual, which will be when, rather than feeling like you're breathing through one nostril, you'll feel like you're breathing through them both. And there's a wonderful, you start getting a real coolness and a clarity in the mind when that happens. So sitting comfortable, allow your eyes to close just gently. And we'll take a couple of deep breaths together just to start this off. Breathing in, hold it, and breathing out. Breathing in, hold it, and breathe out. Breathing in, hold it, and breathe out. And just return to your natural breath. That gentle rise and fall, your natural rhythm and tide. It's been with you since you were born. Will be with you through all your life. And in your mind's eye, I invite you to imagine, to think about or picture an aspect of yourself that maybe you've struggled with in the past. Where maybe you've gone, oh, I wish I wasn't like that, or I wish that was different about me. Just imagine that you in front of you. And with that you in front of you, I want you to begin to think about kindness, true kindness. And as you start to do that, become aware of where within your body you feel that response to that idea of true kindness. And as you become aware of that true kindness, allow that sense of true kindness to spin and flow within you like an energy, or like a light just spinning and flowing within you. True kindness. And now, however you choose to do this, allow that sense of kindness to flow from you into that other you, filling that other you with that kindness, sending that kindness to the other you, and it looping back to you. That's right. Now imagine that you steps back, and stepping forward is a loved one, someone you care about. You spin that kindness within you and you send it out to that loved one, enveloping them in that kindness as it flows to them from you, from them back to you. That's it. And that person steps back. And in their place steps forward somebody, maybe a face that you know from around town, or somebody who you recognize from maybe a shop you visit, but you don't really know who they are, but you kind of recognize them. As they step forward, again, just allowing that kindness to spin and flow within you, and then sending it out to them, enveloping them in it as it flows from you to them and back again. That's right. And that person steps back. And I want you to think of somebody who maybe you've found difficult in the past, maybe somebody that you've fallen out with in the past. And just imagine them stepping forward and that kindness flowing from you. Flowing from you to them and back round again, enveloping them in that kindness, sending kindness to them now. That's it. And now imagine sending that kindness out around the world, bathing the world in that kindness. If there's a particular part of the world where you're concerned about, send that kindness into that part of the world. That's it. And breathing that kindness back in, letting it spin and flow within you. And when you're ready to return, bringing the light of true kindness back with you, just start to return in your own time, your own space. And when you're fully back, you can just open your eyes and sit for a while. Just be with that feeling. And so then, being back here, back now, when you're fully back, you can have a stretch. Just move about, bring yourself into your body. That's it. Back here, back now. Feeling good.